I'm Annie Elison. This is the December market update, and I have some exciting news. There are motivated sellers. This is the time to make a deal. Life is short. Buy the beach house, live the dream. If you like what you're hearing, please like and subscribe below. Currently on the island of Kauai, for fee simple homes, condos, and lands, we have 304 listings. Of those, 125 are homes, 62 are condos, and 117 are lots or land. Every month in the market update, we talk about the supply, right? Active to pending to sold. It shows you the demand of the market. 304 total active listings. In pending properties, we have 94. 50 homes are pending, single family homes, 16 condos, and 28 lots. In the month of November, we sold 25 homes, 19 condos, and 6 lots. When we talk about supply, and if it's a seller's market or a buyer's market, if you're 3 months or less, you're definitely in a seller's market. If you're over a 6-month supply, or 6 months is really kind of an even market, right? It's not really a seller's market or a buyer's market. If you're too much over 6 months, you're really in a buyer's market. Let's look at the numbers to determine where we are. As I'm sitting here trying to give you valuable Kauai real estate information, the landscapers around me are working away, and their noise is kind of driving me crazy. Hold on 1 second. I don't know. I asked him to come back in 30 minutes. He said he would, but he's just as loud. No, he's like right there now. But it's like a funnel, right? You have the largest part of the active listings, then you have the pending, and then the closed listings. So for example, with homes, there are 125 active listings. We have 50 pendings. On Kauai, we can't use 30 days as our barometer. Even though we have more cash buyers than most markets, most deals are financed. Our finance deals on Kauai take 45 to 60 days. And more of them are taking 60 days than 45 right now. Part of that is in the Hawaii real estate contract, when you present an offer, you negotiate how quickly you're going to close, so 45 days is typical, and you negotiate a one-time automatic extension. Now this extension can be used by the seller or the buyer for any reason. And we're seeing, at least in the deals I'm involved with, those are being used. Whether their loan is taking a little bit longer or they're not coming out as soon as they thought they were, it just seems like the extensions are being used. So we're looking at closer to a 60-day close than a 45-day close. But either way, we have 125 homes, 50 are pending. Even if it were a 30-day close, that would mean that we have less than a 3-month supply of inventory going from active to pending. When we looked at the closed homes for last month, we had 25, which is half of the pending properties, which also makes the 60-day close make a little more sense. So pretty good pace. Now with condos, it does look like our supply is growing, right? We have 62 listings. As I've mentioned in other videos, I've taken one condo subdivision in the MLS out of these numbers because those condos have been pending, I think, for over a year now, and they haven't started construction yet. So I've removed those from these numbers. If you're familiar with the project, it is the one in the Poipukaloa area, just north of Pilimai. Without that, we have 62 active, 16 pending, and 19 that closed. So we actually had more closes in condos last month than we did pending. A growing inventory. Now, what do you get with growing inventory? It becomes more of a buyer's market. What about land? Now, historically, land has always taken more time to sell. Even though it's the dream of many people to buy some land and build their house on Kauai, it takes so much time, energy, and effort to build. A lot of people do not choose to do it. And because of that, land just generally takes more time. So we have 117 lots for sale, 28 are pending, and 6 closed last month. Often you have closings towards the end of the month. Now, one of the major title company organizations was hacked. Nothing has closed with them since then. So it's possible that the closed numbers are also a little skewed this month because of a cyber attack. Now, I assume that will be cleared up quickly. Most of those deals that need to close quickly have been moved to other title companies which can handle them, but it is going to take time to go through the process and get it closed. From what I'm hearing, that hasn't happened yet. So I currently have 4 deals in escrow. I am seeing an uptick in interest. More buyers have been calling me, more buyers have been looking to do something serious. I'm not sure why, but that could be because mortgage interest rates have actually fallen a few times in the last couple of weeks. It's not because the Fed has changed anything. The Fed is still very bullish that they are not lowering interest rates, and they might even increase them again. Mortgage rates are largely based on mortgage-backed securities. If a lot of people buy them, they lower interest rates. And so interest rates have actually dropped some in the last 2 weeks. I have a client looking to buy a $5 million lot. Well, closer to $6 million. He would like to finance it. When I first started talking to lenders a few weeks ago, getting quotes for land loans, it's a large amount for a loan. These are kind of more specialty loans. But I was getting 10% interest from the people I was talking to. And I found someone yesterday who gave me a high 7, low 8s. So their interest rate went from looking like it was going to be 10% to somewhere in the high 7s to low 8s. That's a very different monthly mortgage payment. That's a very different kind of burden to carry in terms of debt. Because of this, there does seem to be kind of a little uptick in the market, an uptick in buyer interest. At the same time, I think because of all of the negative national news, we are seeing motivated sellers, which we almost never see motivated sellers on Kauai. People that tend to buy and own on Kauai have more bandwidth. They are less often in a position of needing to sell. But based on things like divorce, family situations, and death, sellers are a little more motivated. Now, that's not always apparent in their asking price. I showed a property this week. They bought it a year ago. They've listed it for $400,000 over their purchase price from a year ago. In this price range, that's a big increase, even though prices on Kauai have gone up. This is more than that. When we dug a little deeper, we did learn that the sellers are actually very motivated. So even though they've put on the market at what seems like a very high price, there's a deal there to be negotiated. That's not something you hear very often on Kauai. If you think about buying on Kauai, I do think that we are in a moment where you can make a good deal. There's always good deals, but this I think is a particularly good moment to do that. If mortgage interest rates stay or continue to do what they've done in the last couple of weeks, we're going to have more buyers in the market. Motivated sellers aren't going to have to be that motivated because there's going to be more buyers looking and buying. Historically, Hawaii has always been the last state to go into recession and the first to come out of it. Now, that doesn't mean it's recession proof. The time to make a deal is much shorter than it is in other markets. And I think we're in one of those times where it's a good time to make a deal. What I currently have in escrow, 2 condos, 1 house, and 1 lot. Right, so it's a variety of properties in different places around the island. What I can tell you is 2 are pure investments, and the other 2 are based on life changes. A divorce, a death, retirement, you came into a lot of money, you suddenly need money. Something in your life has changed where you are now a seller or a buyer. That seems to be the number 1 motivation, is life changes. I have 2 listings, which I would love for any one of you to buy. One is a lot in Wainiha on the market for $649,000. Currently, the most attractively priced lot on the North Shore of Kauai, and it even has an ocean view. My second new listing is this super cute beach bungalow. It was owned by the Wilcox family. It was an old Hawaiian plantation home. It's been beautifully and completely restored. It really shows the unique characters and the charm of a Hawaiian plantation house. Listed at $3,395,000. Now, you know, I always like to give you the most expensive property that has sold on Kauai, and often this year, those have been in our luxury developments. The North Shore Preserve on the North Shore of Kauai, Timbers, which is kind of on the southeast side, and then Kukui'ula on the south side. There are obviously other areas and definitely luxury properties outside of a subdivision on Kauai. In fact, the most expensive properties that have ever sold above Secret Beach on Kauai, and that is not in any kind of formal subdivision. But Timbers got the most expensive sale this month. It was one of their 4 bedrooms, 4.5 bathroom townhomes. Now, if you haven't seen them, these townhomes are great. They all have their own private pool, and they're not on the ocean bluff, but they're very close to it. There's a little finger of a golf course in front of them, right? One hole. So the golf course is between you and the ocean, but the views are spectacular. And that sold for $7,250,000. My takeaway, there are motivated sellers. This is very exciting on Kauai. In fact, this week, I negotiated a deal with a property that had been on the market for, less than a week. And we negotiated about $20,000 off of the asking price. That's a good amount of money for a brand new listing. We are in a market where deals can be made. So if you're interested in making one, give me a call. Let's see what we can put together.